Welcome to Derby Date Night, Bees Edition. We are coming to you live from Perry Park in Indianapolis, Indiana. You are joining us for the annual Battle of the Bees, brought to you by Circle City Roller Derby. This is their last home game this year, so it's sure to be a good one. I'm Aria Kidding Me, and you've got me on the mic today, giving you all the play-by-play action and corny jokes you've come to love, or love to hate. My date tonight is my husband of 19 years, Sirius Lee, whose technical know-how and direction behind the scenes makes Derby Date Night come alive on your screens. Our kids, LOL and OMG, have stayed home tonight as they are soaking up the last few weeks of summer before band camp begins. And of course, we have to say a special hello to all of you third wheels joining us on our date in the chat tonight. Whether this is your first time tuning in or you are a full-fledged member, we welcome you to our stream. Take a second and let us know where you are from and who you are rooting for tonight. Every Derby Date Night, we tell jokes when there is a break in the action, and tonight is no different. Tonight's jokes may sting a little, but not to worry, it's just a little honey in the form of bee humor. In tonight's Battle of the Bees, we have Circle City skaters on both sides of this matchup, along with some friends from around the region. Let's say hello and find out who we will be watching tonight. We are going to start with Team White. We have got 05, Gorticia Adams, 103, Killdeer. You're telling me to do Team Black first. Okay, now I'm doing Team White. 05, Gorticia Adams, Killdeer, 103, 13, Atomic Blonde, 1537, Pedro Smash Gal, 188, Marie Fury, 19, Mo M Down, 3, Vanity Flare, 312, Vivi, 5202, Serotonin, 711, D-Rex, 765, Battison, 789, Hell No Kitty, 82, Coors Lightning, 888, Bubbles to Smear, and 90, Hit Her Up Style. On Team Black, are you ready, Sirius? We got it? We're organized now? All right. 107, Bona Contention, 123, Daddy Diamond, 197, Ginger Dodger, 21, Moxie, 213, Stormbreaker, 313, Atomic Blonde, 317, Wild Child, 383, Frau Blocker, 39, Half Pint of Dynamite, 404, Name Not Found, 43, Hoity Toity, 511, Adorkable, 82, Bam, and 88, Peanut. Hello, all of you in the chat. I see we're rooting for Frau Blocker, Atomic Blonde. Eric, who is coaching, is also in the live chat, so he's excited to be here and look with his Derby Date Night member wheel, which is lovely to see. You can always find us here on YouTube. We're also on Instagram and Facebook, so you should like and subscribe so you can find out where you can join us next. You can also find Derby Date Night merch on our website, derbydatenight.com. We have multiple awesome designs for you to choose from. And if you want to become an official third wheel member of our community and get a little roller wheel like Eric has in the chat, you can subscribe right here on YouTube to get perks like member icons, exclusive emojis, and on-screen shout-outs. We are able to stream today thanks in part to those of you who have donated, whether it be through super chats, buying merch, or even becoming an official member of the Third Wheels. We are so appreciative to the members of our practice squad, Practice squad? Serious? Practice squad? Can I see them? This is just anticipation. We're building anticipation so we can see the members of our practice squad. Here we are we have some new members who I don't think we've greeted officially. So welcome to Melanie E, Ann, Aish, and Brianne. I think that you are new ones that we haven't been able to welcome you. We are also excited to have our charter team. So appreciative of all of your support, and of course a big thank you to our All-Stars. We love you all, you're wonderful, and we appreciate all of your support to keep Derby Date Night running. But enough about us. This game is going to begin real soon, so tell us how you're doing in the chat, where you're listening from, and of course I always like to hear about what people are eating tonight. That's very important. So let me know what you're snacking on as you're watching the game tonight. I'm excited to watch this game. There's quite a few skaters that are going to be out there tonight who people have not seen in a long time, maybe formerly retired skaters or skaters who normally are wearing stripes, all sorts of fun stuff. And we are done with the official introductions and should be getting started shortly with our game. People are starting to line up. If you are new to roller derby, the ones who have the stars on their heads, they are called the jammers, and they will be scoring the points. They will be trying to get through the blockers who are playing both offense and defense at the same time. Whichever jammer gets through first becomes the lead jammer and has control of that jam. After they have been through the pack once, they will be able to score points on their second pass. That's pretty much the most simple way to explain derby to you, and we're going to get started just about now. I see it looks like Killdeer, who's coming back from an injury. Nice to see Killdeer in a uniform again, and Ginger Dodgers lining up against each other on the line for the first jam of this game. Hi, Moxie from Colorado, supporting Derby Wifey Frau and Bestie Atomic Blonde. Well, we're so glad to have you here, Moxie. Hope that you get to see an enjoyable and competitive game tonight. And we are off. The action has started. Both Killdeer and Ginger Dodgers trying to get through. Ginger up on those toe stops, running through to get lead jammer for Team Black. Killdeer also able to get out, but is about a quarter track behind Ginger Dodgers. The pack has sped up, so they are trying to run away and save their points. Ginger Dodgers coming in on a scoring pass is going to hit that pack and try to keep going. Killdeer is also now in the pack. Ginger has called the jam, but both jammers were able to score points, leaving us with a score of 2 for Black and 1 for White. Good start for both teams. Frau Blocker on the line up against Serotonin. Penalty box empty, always a good sign. Frau trying to go for the inside. Serotonin looking to go right up the middle. Frau gets out to be lead jammer. Serotonin has taken that jammer hat off and has passed it, I believe, to the pivot, who is now the jammer for Team White. Frau Blocker is coming around on their first scoring pass. Takes a little bit of a tumble and is able to recover quickly. Hitter up Style, who is now the jammer for Team White, just has to get past one more blocker. Looks like that's Ginger Dodgers. Frau is through for 4 points for Team Black. Hitter up getting some offensive help. Frau coming around on his second scoring pass. Does a little bit of a shimmy and was not able to get through. A nice strong tripod from Team White led by Hell No Kitty. Hitter up Style is getting recycled all the way to the back, putting that star on, but is still on her initial pass, so is not in scoring position until she can get out of this pack completely. Frau is coming around on a third scoring pass, and Hitter up is getting further away, but is continuing to have that same problem with Ginger Dodgers at the front of the pack, just holding her as Frau comes through for another pass. Hitter up Style was able to push things out of play and get out of the pack, forcing Frau to call the jam, but not before some damage was done, with Team Black taking quite a bit of a lead there, leaving us at 14-1. Bubbles to Smear lining up for Team White, and Hoity for 43. Both of these are people who I don't think have played derby a lot lately. Maybe from the past. Somebody in the chat can tell me a little bit about their history, but I know I'm used to seeing Bubbles in stripes, and Macabre, our house announcer, was saying he hasn't seen Hoity skate in 10 years or something like that, so that's exciting. And look at that, Bubbles grabbing lead jammer, but Hoity is only about half a track behind, chasing Bubbles down. I think when we filmed South Bend, Hoity was a main jammer, so Hoity's back like fully skating, because I feel like Hoity is a main staple on the South Bend team right now. Bubbles taking a big hit to the outside and calling the jam, but Hoity was able to get into the pack and grab some points as well. Watching from London, J.O. rooting for Style. Love to see that. And Kimberly Clark live chatting from the white bench. So we have people live chatting from both benches, hoping we can get some inside scoop since we have both coaches live chatting us while this is happening. I'm gonna message that in the chat. All right, here we go again. We've got Ginger Dodger and Killdeer again. Ginger Dodger coming out with lead jammer, her second lead jammer status in this game. Killdeer is pushing these two and is out. But Ginger Dodgers is already in the pack on that scoring pass, looking for some space on the inside, tiptoes up the line, stays in bounds to grab 4 points, but is called on a track cut. So this will now be a power jam for Team White and Killdeer, and this jam will go the full 2 minutes. I feel like we need an emoji or a sound for the full 2 minutes. I think that would be good, like a stopwatch or something. Oh, yeah, like a wah-wah. This jam's going to go the full 2 minutes. Killdeer through for 4 points for Team White, trying to utilize this power jam to catch up and tick into Black's lead. What is it called? To, like, chip. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's the emoji that I want as well. Chipping into Black's lead, and everybody's falling down. But who is going to come out with some points here? Ginger Dodgers is out of the penalty box and into the pack and on a scoring pass. Trying to tiptoe up that outside line and shoots to the inside. Makes it through for 4 points for Team Black. Ginger Dodgers is through. Oh, everybody kind of falling here. Coors Lightning headed to the box on a cut, it looks like. Ginger Dodgers through again for another 4 points for Team Black. Killdeer has been stuck in this pack for a little while. Wild Child is right there, slowing Killdeer down. She was able to grab some points out of that, it looks like. So Team Black outscoring Team White by 1 point in that jam. Natty says, much love from Batty's Big Sis. Welcome to everybody who is cheering on a favorite skater for the first time in Derby Date Night chat. You are also able to send a super chat if you want to, and we will put it up on the screen so that your favorite skater can see that super chat if you choose to do so. It also supports our channel. We are currently in a timeout, and since it is Battle of the Bees, we've got some bee jokes for you. What's black and yellow and flies at 30,000 feet? A bee on an airplane. What buzzes, is black and yellow, and goes along the bottom of the sea? A bee in a submarine. Do you feel a theme here? Serious? Are these jokes stinging? Are they a little sharp? What do you call a bee that can't quit talking? Blab bee. Blabby. A blabby bee. Oh, that's the whistle, meaning that we are going to get back to Derby, but first I'm going to find out what that was.
This time out brought to you by technical problems.
Technical problems. I don't know what that means by technical problems, but that is what that timeout was brought to you by. Battison lined up for Team White and Frau Blacker for 383. That's her number for Team Black. Both jammers trying to find some space. Battison weaving from side to side. Frau trying to go up the middle. See some space on the inside. That door is shut. Battison finding space on the outside. Comes out as lead jammer for White. But Frau Blocker is not far behind. Coming out about half a track behind. Battison approaching the pack as the pack gets ready for the jammer. Battison dipping under and through. Calls the jam. Team Black is unable to score any points there. And Team White was able to grab 2. Bubbles to Smear on the line again against Hoity Toity. Both, guest skaters for this Circle City Battle of the Bees. What did I almost say? Circle City Battle of the Bees. Hoity is out as lead jammer for Team Black. Bubbles is trying to find space. Team Black really focused on defense here. Hoity is being sent to the box, though. Looks like it was on a forearm. And so this will be a 2-minute jam and a power jam for Team White, and Bubbles little bit of a slippery track, it looks like, which may or may not be slippery. I just like to call it slippery when people fall because it's never the skater. It's always the floor. Bubbles is out. That was not a scoring pass. So Bubbles will have the opportunity to score some points on this next time around the track. Hoyte is out of the box now and re-entering. Bubbles. Hoyte is, through. That was not a scoring pass, though, so that was still the initial because she hadn't gotten out after that initial when she was sent to the box. So this is now a scoring pass as Hoyte is in the pack scoring points. Meanwhile, Bubbles has gotten out of the pack, having scored 4 points. We've got 40 seconds left in this jam. Both jammers are going to try and score a few more points before this jam ends at the natural 2-minute conclusion. Hoyte is pulling that pack to the front, takes a little bit of a hop, and is able to get up the inside for 4 points. Bubbles is getting pulled all the way back by Moxie. That penalty box is getting kind of full. Both pivots for both teams going to the box, as well as, I think, Peanut from Team Black. Meanwhile, Hoyte has gotten through for another 4 points for Black. Bubbles right behind her. So both of them able to score 4 points there with 3 seconds left in this jam. I think that is going to be it for points. Team Black outscoring Team White 12-8 in that jam. So Team Black continuing to pull away with that lead. Oh, let's check penalties. Are you ready? Hey. Okay, Atomic Blondie has 2. Just so you all know, if you're watching Atomic Blonde, or there is an Atomic Blonde and an Atomic Blondie. So Atomic Blondie has 2. And looks like Coors Lightning has 2. But other than that, everybody is at 1 or 0. Ginger Dodger jamming for Team Black, and Battison for Circle City. Batty's chomping to jam. Well, she's out there, and she is lead, but Ginger Dodgers is running her down. These two are quite close, and I don't know if Batty realizes how close behind her Ginger is. Oh, she does, and she calls the jam when she feels Ginger's presence with those braids looming behind her. I love Ginger's braids. I get very jealous of people who have long, thick hair. Very jealous. Stormbreaker lining up for Team Black, I think for the first time tonight. And Battison, well, I guess Kimmy said Battison's chomping to jam, so fine, go out there and jam 2 in a row and see how you feel. If that's what she wants, then that's what she gets. Battison's going to jam again. She's being pulled to the inside, going to the outside. And Stormbreaker is out as lead jammer. Batty was getting pulled back there by not Ginger Dodgers, Half Pint of Dynamite. Trying to juke to the side, but getting caught. So Battison's still stuck in there. Stormbreaker is also getting stuck on her first scoring pass. Batty is trying to push this pack out, forcing them to bridge, but she's still gonna have to get past Half Pint and Diamond. Has managed to get through Diamond, just has to push Half Pint far enough to get a no pack called without that pack catching up too much. Battison's working her best. Stormbreaker's still stuck in the back of the pack there, still on her first scoring pass. Battison is almost to that 20-foot mark, and she makes it, and no pack is called. Half Pint, unfortunately, looks like she engaged a little bit once that no pack was called, so will be sent to the box, and Stormbreaker takes the opportunity of all of that happening to get out for 4 points. Battison now coming through. Oh, looks like we have got a super chat. Natty sending us a super chat saying, "Go Battison, we love you." And that was a great time to send that super chat, as Battison is doing some Battison type work. I was going to say something not appropriate, but you know what I mean. Battison is doing a great job. Thank you so much, Natty. And Half Pint back in I think the penalty box is finally clear now, so that's great. Stormbreaker and Battison, both of them getting a little bit stuck in there. There we go. Stormbreaker is out for another 4 points for Black. Battison trying to get some points as well to keep this a tie for this jam, but not so much able to do that. So Circle City, Team White, was able to score 8, and Team Black for 12. Nice job, everybody. I see Killdeer lining up for Team White and Frau Blocker for Team Black. We've got a little less than 17. We're almost halfway through this first half. And Team Black so far has been taking it away a little bit. So let's see if that continues here. Both Frau and Killdeer have jammed already tonight. And I think they've both gotten lead at different times tonight. So Frau is out as lead for Team Black. Killdeer immediately has that star off, but is not going to need to pass it to anybody because Killdeer was able to find some space on the inside to get out. Frau Blocker approaching the pack on a scoring pass. I hear a whistle. Somebody's going to the penalty box. Looks like a blocker from Team Black. And Frau is through for 4 points. Killdeer is also through for 4 points. Nice job, both jammers. Looks like we're going to run this one. Killdeer getting pulled back. Killdeer was not able to score any in that last little section, but it looks like Frau was able to grab 3, bringing Circle City Team Black to 55. Ginger Dodgers lining up for Team Black and Serotonin for Team White. Are the refs dancing? I don't usually see Ogre dancing. Did you catch? You didn't get that, did you? Serious? Now Ogre's back in screen, but not dancing. I love it when the refs dance. I mean, I love it when the skaters dance, but I really love it when the refs are dancing. All right. Lead jammer going to go to Ginger Dodgers on Team Black. Serotonin is seeing some space on the inside and able to get through. About half a track behind Ginger Dodgers. Penalty box now clear. Everybody back in. That jam was called pretty quickly there after Team Black grabbed 3 points to extend that lead a little bit more. Hell No Kitty approaching with the jammer star on. I saw a little shake of the head as she was coming, so I don't know if that was saying, jamming or not. So we'll see how Hell No Kitty does with her first jam of the night. And we are lining up for Black is Hoity Toity. All right, they both go to the outside to try and find space. Hell No Kitty up on those toe stops trying to get through. But Hoity Toity was able to find space first and get out. Looks like a penalty being called on a Team White blocker headed to the box. Hoity is back in the pack, finds space on the inside again, and gets through for 4 points for Team Black. Hell No Kitty has that star off. Looks like she might be trying to pass it. Yes, a pass has been completed to Marie Fury. They will be putting that star on and coming around. Hoity came through for another 4 points and calls the jam before Marie can score any points for Team White. Roller Derby 24/7, Eric says, hell yes, Kitty. And he's using some of our brand new emojis that Sirius worked on. We've got a couple new emojis for those of you that are members in the chat tonight that you can use. So always a fun time to use our, I forgot the name of our channel, Derby Date Night exclusive. I've been saying a lot of words for the past 15 minutes. Derby Date Night exclusive fun emojis. So lots of fun things. But it is a team timeout right now, which means I get to tell you a couple more bee jokes. What is small, black, yellow, and drops things? A fumblebee. What do bees chew? Bumble gum. What do you call a bee with messy hair? A frisbee. Sirius is not enjoying these. For those of you who listen for Sirius's honest to goodness laugh, it's not happened yet so far today. What goes zub zub when it travels? A bee flying backwards. Okay, that one got you. Zub zub. I kind of like that one. What do unionized bees ask for? More honey and shorter working flowers. All right, back to the game. We've got a couple people shouting out their shouting out people. Strader saying, let's go HK. Shady agreeing. Yay, hey HK, Mama Shady. Love it. Baddison is lead jammer for Team White, but followed closely behind by Wildchild, who just passed Baddison. Baddison is through for 4 points. Looks like she's gonna run this instead of calling it. Wildchild takes a hit to the outside. That was a beautiful, beautiful move, that hit to the outside. I think that was Coors Lightning. Baddie is through, so is Wildchild. Both jammers approaching the pack. Both jammers trying to find space on the outside. Both able to stay in bounds. Wildchild doing so with a little spin to stay in bounds. Both jammers hitting the pack. A little bit of a tumble up. And that jam is, no, that jam is not called. That whistle was a penalty whistle. Baddison is through for another 4 points. Wildchild having a little bit more trouble there. Another player getting a penalty as that penalty box is starting to fill up a little bit. Baddison weaving through the pack to grab another 4 points for Team White. And looks like Hitter Up Style might be headed to the penalty box as well. So this group of skaters on the track is getting smaller and smaller as that penalty box is being visited by a lot of people, but both jammers have been working their way through. Nice juking there by Wildchild to get through. Whew, that was a beautiful jam by both jammers. Team White outscoring Team Black there by 4 points. Official timeout is occurring, which means more bee jokes. I know you're loving these jokes already. If there is a bee in my hand, what's in my eye? Beauty, because beauty is in the eye of the bee holder. Come on, that one's really good.
That was a journey.
That was a journey. What does a bee use to style her hair? You can get this one. You can get this one. A honeycomb. Ba-dum-cha. What would bears be without bees? Ears. Yep, you got it. Woo, good job.
This time out brought to you by a scoreboard snafu. Trying to figure that out.
A scoreboard snafu, trying to figure that out. So when I told you the score was 8-4, I thought that seemed a little low. And I saw Ogre looking at the scoreboard when he called the official timeout. So I think there's supposed to be more points from that last jam than there was. But that's just my guess. I'm not an official anything. So it's speculation. Speculation. It's just speculation. Oh, we've got some great camera operators today who I can shout out while this is happening. We want to give a big special thank you to Nathan and Piper, who are on our cameras today, and we really appreciate them and the leagues who bring us here for helping us by providing us some camera people so you can have some live cameras instead of static cameras, which is always a nice thing for everybody. And I want to introduce you to our officials as well, who are busy officialing right now. We have got Mr. Bruise Guy as our head NSO, joined by Brennan, Silk and Tofu, Dirt Diggler, Heather Hernandez, Angel Hillman, Flipper, Crash Bandoops, and Heatham. And on the skating ref side, we've got Ogre is our head ref, joined by Bambi Lance, Tough Tone, Darth Blue, Richie Cranium, Amelia, and Croc. And our IJRD penalty box today, which is sponsored by Indiana Juniors Roller Derby, is called Could Have Been a Queen, but now you're in the drone zone penalty box. Get it? That's a bee joke. Yeah. He goes, that's a bee joke. Tara! Hello, friends. Kimbo says, do you see me with my personal hair fan? We will zoom in on you, Kimbo. Let's zoom in so we can see Kimbo's. Come on, you have got to get this serious. We got it. We're getting requests for specific shots serious from the bench. Yes, yay officials. Tara, you're from South Bend. Can you tell us a little bit about Hoity Toity? She is skating here, but Macabre was telling me he hasn't seen her skate in over 10 years. I feel like I saw Hoity skate when we were in South Bend. So is she actively skating with South Bend now? Yes, Piper, a.k.a. Angel of Anger, AOA. Great job, IJRD skater. Absolutely. And Nathan, I guess his derby name is Girthquake, someone told me. So if that helps anybody know who Nathan is, that's who Nathan is. But we really appreciate everybody who's helping out, as always. It takes a lot of people to make derby happen, and it's really hard to do any of this without the officials, the NSOs, the announcers, the medics, the camera people. We have so many people who make derby happen, and we appreciate every single one of them. Okay, that whistle means I think we might be getting back to derby. So what did that end up being? So it was 16-24. See, I told you. I didn't tell anybody. I told myself, really. There's nobody arguing with me. But whoever I'm saying I told you so to, I told you there was more points scored because it felt like they went around a lot more times than that. So White is definitely starting to try and cut into that lead. Okay, we were about to get started again, and somebody blew a whistle for something. Oh, okay, Eric's laughing because I think he waited until that 30 seconds was almost done and then called the team timeout, maybe? Why are we giggling? Maybe I should, somebody should ask Eric what was that? He'll probably message us. Traveling? Wrong sport. That's basketball. Okay, Frau Blocker took off the star and is headed over to sit in the penalty box, but not with the star on. So now Eric needs a new person with a star. So Ginger Dodgers is putting the star on for Team Black. Killdeer's putting the star on. What was the illegal procedure, Shady? Well, I think Ogre's going to come tell me.
At the 5-second mark, which is the cutoff for too many personnel. They get the illegal procedure penalty for too many jammers at the 5-second mark.
So you can do it at 6 seconds, but not 5.
Yep.
Got it.
Once he said 5 seconds, they were on the track. They didn't leave until after he said 5 seconds, which made it the penalty.
Got it. All right, so illegal procedure because Eric Roller Derby 24/7 said that's called FAFO. You can figure out what that means on your own because I can't say that. But I think they were trying to do something a little silly, and they had more jammers than both teams fielded more jammers than they were able to, and it was at the 5-second mark. You can have as many jammers out on the track as you want when there are 6 seconds before the game starts. But as soon as they say 5 seconds, there can only be one jammer for each team out there, and so that was an illegal procedure, and we have people now sitting in the box for that illegal procedure. Oh, Tara, I see that you said that. Yes, you did. Hoity started South Bend League back in 2010, retired for 8 years, decided to come back and skate. Thank you, that's what I was thinking, Tara. And while I said that, Killdeer has gotten lead jammer, but Ginger Dodgers is only about half a track behind, and both jammers do not have as many people to get through as usual since that box has gotten pretty full. Killdeer is through for 4 points for Team White. Ginger Dodgers is trying to find... Okay, coming out of the penalty box are 2 Team Black skaters who are holding hands as they're coming out of the penalty box. This is clearly a Circle City versus Circle City fun matchup because this is absolutely hilarious and fun to watch. Experimental derby today. Love it, Eric. It's always fun to see some experimental derby. Tara, did you notice that your wheel has changed colors since you've been a member for longer than a month? You now have a, is that purple or pink? I can't tell. Serious. It's pink. Okay, pink. And you have some new emojis too. Sirius has been working on new emojis, so if you have requests for any emojis, definitely let us know, members. He just rolled his eyes at me for saying you could request. Request as much as you want. They were trying to confuse the other bench on who was jammer, so they couldn't put out a good blocker wall. Yes, that is sometimes a good strategy when they try to do a blocker wall based on jammer. That is absolutely true, to try and confuse them. Serotonin is lead jammer for Team White. Team Black, Frau Blocker, who has gotten out, and Serotonin calls the jam after scoring 4 points. Yay! Tara found the new emojis. Can you tell that that one's a track cut? It's really hard to do a little referee emoji with a track cut, but that's what that is. Track cut. It's a very pretty wheel. I don't remember what color it goes to at 6 months, so hopefully you like that color too. Pink, then blue, then gold. Oh, gold is for a year, right? All right, Vanity Flair is on the line for Team White, and Hoity Toity for Team Black. Hoity Toity is out as the lead jammer, but it's going to be followed about half a track behind by Vanity Flair. We have less than 10 minutes left in this first half. Hoity is through for 4 points and calls the jam before Team White can score any points, bringing their total to 94-67. But as we all know, things can change very quickly when you have sometimes jams of over 24 points and people go into the penalty box. You never know what can happen. I'm just appreciating the fact that it's not as hot in here as it has been in previous games this season. So thank you to we don't even have fans today because whoever is in charge of the AC is doing a good job today. We love to see it. Battison and Ginger Dodgers on the line for their respective teams. Ginger Dodgers juking to the inside and then to the out to grab lead jammer. Battison has that star off and in hand. He is trying to sneak through a whole bunch of people as Ginger Dodgers is coming around on a first scoring pass. Battison still trying to find space, takes a hit to the inside from Diamond. Battison almost tried to keep going, but knew that she was out of bounds and so had to be recycled to the back, and Ginger Dodgers decided to call the jam. During the break, is it possible to see the rosters? Absolutely. We can actually probably, I don't know how quickly serious you can get them up. Let's look at the rosters one more time for people who have joined us since we started. Yes, that is Diamond. She's going by Daddy Diamond tonight. Next jam? Okay, Sirius says you can see the rosters in the 30-second break between the next jam. Wild Child jamming for Team Black and Killdeer for Team White. Wild Child is out as lead jammer. Killdeer trying to pull that pack to the front and stay in bounds. Wild Child comes through to grab 4 points for Team Black while Killdeer is getting pulled all the way to the back. Oh, that's rough. By Moxie. Nice job there by Moxie. Wild Child getting a no pack called, which means they have got to let her go. So Wild Child's grabbing another 4 points for Team Black. Killdeer just has to get past Half Pint of Dynamite and Stormbreaker. That's Stormbreaker. I think I said Moxie earlier. I meant Stormbreaker. Killdeer getting pulled to the back again by Half Pint of Dynamite. Having a tough time as Wild Child comes around on another scoring pass. A little bit of a tumble from everybody. Killdeer has the star off, might be looking at Hit Her Up Style. Yep, does a very sneaky pass to Hit Her Up Style, who is now the jammer for Team White. Wild Child decides to call the jam. I know I've seen Wild Child jam before, or play before, but I can't remember what team Wild Child is on. Anybody in the chat know? Here's your team, Tara, and penalties, so we can look at both at the same time. Moxie and Atomic Blonde and Peanut are at 2. Everybody else, almost everybody else has 1 penalty, so except for a few who are keeping it real clean. And Team White, a couple with 2, Vanity, Coors, Bubbles, and Hitter, but other than that, not really much on the penalty side with White. Half Pint plays for Circle City. Half Pint aged up this year from the junior roller derby team, so this is Half Pint's first adult season with Circle City. And we're in another timeout, which means more bee jokes. Strader, so Wild Child is South Shore, you think? Is that what I'm hearing you say? All right. Oh wait, I did that one already. What is a swarm of really small queen bees called? I don't like it. I don't like the joke. I don't like the punchline. The royal we? I don't get it. Okay. Why did the bee go to the dermatologist? Because it had hives. Thank you. Wild Child plays for South Shore. I knew I recognized Wild Child. What music do bees like? Bebop, Beethoven, Beyonce, the Beatles, the Beastie Boys, Crosby, Stills and Nash, and Justin Bieber. Nope, none of those. They like Sting. Yes, I snorted. I'm sorry. Yeah, Scooby Ray. I haven't seen Scooby Ray yet. Andy, where is Scooby Ray? No, he hasn't. He commented a little bit last game, but not this one. All right, both jammers through. Lead jammer has gone. Very excited about it. We should have got what? Honey? Oh yeah, we should be eating something with honey because it's the bee game, the Battle of the Bees. Tara liked my joke. Oh wait, another official timeout. They'll tell me about it in a second. So that means I get more jokes. Fantastic. Why was the bee so hard to understand? It was a mumblebee. How do bees go to school? The school buzz. Why do bees hum? Because they can't remember the words. What's black and yellow? It flies at 30,000. Oh, we did this one. Never mind. We did that one too. We did that one too. Hey, these are repeats. What's a bee's favorite flower? Begonias. I'm going to type in the chat real quick. All right. What did the businesswoman say? We're in business now. What do you call a bee that works for the government? A politician. You must be wondering, how do I have so many bee jokes? I have over 100 bee jokes, so I could go all day, whether we all like it or not. Brad the Lad wants to know, how does this game work? First time watching. Well, welcome, Brad the Lad. Roller derby can be kind of confusing sometimes. I'll try to explain it my best I can, but you have got people with stars on their heads. They are called the jammers, and they are the ones who score the points. When the whistle blows, everybody starts going. The blockers, there are 4 from each team, are out on the track trying to play both offense and defense and help their jammer and hinder the other jammer from getting through. Whichever jammer gets through and passes 4 blockers from the other team, they will become lead jammer. They now control the jam, and they can stop it at any point by putting their hands on their hips to say, this is done at this point. Both jammers, once they get out, that is called their initial pass. You don't score points on your initial. But once you're through all 4 and get out, you come all the way around, and now you are able to score points for every person you pass who is on the other team. Right now, we are in what's called an official review, which is why we are stopped and waiting. You can see the referees and the coaches are talking to each other in the middle of the track, and sometimes we find out what they're talking about. Usually with this crew, they do come over and let me know what happened, so I will be able to share that with you in terms of why we are in this official review. Each half goes for 30 minutes with, clock stoppages, things like that. Usually it ends up being more like 45 to 50 minutes. So we have a little bit over 5 minutes left in this first half. So we'll take a short break, and then we will come back for the second half of this game. Did I get everything, chat, for the most part? Like, for somebody new? Hopefully I made it simple enough that it's understandable.
Discuss the action we observed and to issue the teams a warning for forearm actions that look dangerously close to the coastline.
I got it.
So we didn't expel because it's for fun. We give a warning when it's
okay.
At that line.
Got it. All right. So here is what happened during that timeout. They have noticed the officials have noticed some behavior that is forearms to the point of almost being a clothesline, and that is definitely not allowed in roller derby. And so that was a warning to both teams, since this is a for fun game and not a sanctioned game, to bring their arms down and watch those forearms and make sure that they are not clotheslining each other. So if that continues to happen, a skater could be expelled for that behavior. So they are letting the teams know, don't do that. And as long as that doesn't keep happening, then people won't be expelled. But we are trying to be as safe as we can when playing. During that whole explanation, I think it was Hoyte who got lead jammer on that one and ended up calling off the jam, but were both able to score 4 points, looks like. You're welcome, Brad. Ginger Dodgers is on the line for Team Black, and Battison for Team White. Battison trying to find space on the outside. Ginger is a little bit behind, but Battison is through for lead jammer. And out of her initial, Ginger Dodgers is still stuck in that pack, trying to find some space as that pack is moving. Ginger is also out. Battison now approaching the pack on a scoring pass. Battison is through for 4 points, takes a look to see if Ginger Dodgers is going to get any points, and Battison is not going to call it. She's going to let this one go, so she's going to let Ginger Dodgers try and score some points. Ginger getting a little bit slowed up in that pack, but trying to stretch it out. Battison in the pack again, getting another 4 points. So Battison outscoring Ginger by 4 points so far in this jam. Both jammers approaching the pack at the same time, both eligible to score points. Battison sailing through on the inside, Ginger getting stuck up a little bit on the outside of the track here. Battison is coming around again on another scoring pass, and Ginger is able to get through at the front of the pack. Battison looking for space, but getting slowed down for the first time in this jam. Finds some space on the outside and jukes past Wild Child to get another 4 points for Team White. As Ginger is almost out, takes a hit from Marie Fury, who's going to slow Ginger down. No pack gets called, so they have to let her go. Battison swinging to the outside, getting pushed out of bounds, decides to call the jam. Very nice jam for Team White, trying to chip into that lead that Black has established here. Having outscored Black by 7 points. Battison was able to get 19 points for Team White in that jam compared to 12 for Team Black. We have 2.5 minutes left in this first half, so we will probably have 1, maybe 2 more jams before I get to eat a cookie. Maybe I should pour honey on the cookie. That would be weird, honey on a chocolate chip cookie. I don't know if that would be good. That's not right. Killdeer is getting recycled all the way to the back by Half Pint of Dynamite, who's going to slow her down, while Frau Blocker found some space at the front after pulling that pack to the front. So Frau Blocker is now lead jammer for Team Black. Frau Blocker approaching the pack on a scoring pass, trying to stay in bounds, and gets through for 4 points for Team Black. Killdeer just needs to get past Half Pint of Dynamite, takes a hit to the outside, and has to go to the back of the pack. Killdeer is taking that star off as Frau Blocker comes in again, does a little juking move to kind of get everybody off balance, and goes to the outside to grab 4 more points for Team Black. Killdeer passed the star to Bubbles to smear, and Frau called the jam before Bubbles could score any points. With 1 minute and 12 seconds left, we have time for at least 1 more jam. Stormbreaker on the line for Team Black. Serotonin on the line for Team White. The officials don't look like they're thinking about calling a penalty. I always get nervous when it's this close to the end of a half. If people have penalties left, sometimes they like to use them. All right. Storm and Serotonin both approaching the pack. Storm almost had it, but then Serotonin found magical space from somewhere to get out and become lead. No, Storm was lead. They both got out right at practically the same. No, Sarah. Okay, Sarah's trying to call it, but I guess Sarah's not lead because she's just as confused as I was. Storm is actually lead, so Sarah's not going to be able to call it, but Storm is headed to the box, so this is going to be the last jam of the of the half, and now Team White is going to have some opportunities here while Stormbreaker sits in the penalty box for Team Black, and this is a power jam for Team White. Was that a back block that Stormbreaker got called on? Nice. Serotonin was very patient there and really was just waiting for her opportunity and was able to get through for 4 points for Team White, bringing them over the 100 mark. Stormbreaker is back out of the box now and will be re-entering. I think she's still on her initials, so not currently scoring any points, but is through. And so when she comes around again, she will be able to score points. Serotonin trying to push that pack apart, trying to make that pack go a little bit faster. And we have run out of period time, so that is the end of the half, but not the end of the jam. We still have 30 seconds left to go. Serotonin has scored another 4 points for White. Meanwhile, Storm has also scored 4 points for Black. Both jammers approaching the pack with 20 seconds left in this half. Gonna try and add some points to their total before we go take a small break for halftime. Storm is through. Serotonin takes a push to the outside by Wild Child with an assist from, who was that? Bam. But that wasn't Bam. Yes, it was. I'm just going to sit here and argue with myself as we go into halftime. What a fun first half of this Battle of the Bees. It has been just delightful and, or be-lightful. A beautiful and be-lightful Battle of the Bees. Well, I'm going to go eat my cookie now, but I will be back as well as the skaters for the second half of this Battle of the Bees in just 15 minutes. See you soon. Welcome back to Derby Date Night, Battle of the Bees. It is Circle City versus Circle City and friends, and we are watching Team Black versus Team White and telling all sorts of bee jokes and having all sorts of fun with this last game of the season for Circle City Roller Derby. Let's take a quick look at penalties and where we're at as we start this second half. Looks like on Team Black, we've got one person with 4, one with 3, and other than that, everybody is sitting at 1 or 2. And on Team White, keeping it real clean over there with one person with 3, a few with 2, and a lot of people with 0 penalties. Good job, Team White. But as I always say, you get 6 for free, so just don't get 7, otherwise then you have to go sit somewhere else for the rest of the game. Hell No Kitty is on the line for Team White, and Hoity Toity, one of our big scorers from the first half on Team Black. Everybody getting ready for this second half to begin. That whistle means we have started the second half, and Hoity's finding some space on the outside, booking it up to grab lead jammer. Hell No Kitty is out about a quarter track behind. The pack getting ready for both of these jammers as they come around on their first scoring pass. Hoity entering the pack, getting slowed down a little bit, jukes to the inside and hits her hips to call that jam, hoping that Hell No Kitty wasn't able to steal any points, but she was. And Hell No Kitty was able to grab 2 points to Team Black's 3 points. Frau Blocker on the line for Team Black and Serotonin for Team White. Hi, Goldie Socks. Nice to see you using the new emojis that we just made over the week. We made, I offered my opinion as you made them, so it means I was part of making them too, because I said yes and no. Doing what I do best, talking, not making. Frau is lead jammer for Team Black. Serotonin is looking for that pivot. Looks like she found the pivot, who is now going, Marie Fury is now going to be the jammer for Team White. Frau getting stuck in the back here a little bit, but on a scoring pass, so currently scoring points for Team Black if she can get through this really great tripod of Team White blockers. Marie Fury has gotten through as jammer for Team White and is asking the crowd for some cheers and getting some. Everybody very excited, but Marie Fury's not going to be able to score any points as that jam was called dead by Team Black before Marie could come around and score any points. Always sad as a pivot when you take the star and then you don't get to score any points. Or a relief if you're tired, depending upon how the night's feeling. Atomic Blonde on the line for Team White, and Ginger Dodgers for Team Black. I don't think I've seen Atomic Blonde on the line yet for Team White this game. Ginger Dodgers pulling the pack to the front, just has to get past one more blocker and is through for lead jammer for Team Black. Star pass has been made on Team White. Battison is now the jammer for Team White. Ginger Dodgers coming into the pack on a first scoring pass, gets pushed to the inside and calls the jam before Battison can score any points. Ginger was able to grab, it looks like, 3 points in that jam. Vanity Flair taking the star for Team White, and Hoity will have the star for Team Black. Yes, Goldie Socks, you are correct. It is the first air-conditioned game in a while. Same location that we're always in, but the first time we have not had to have fans here in months and months and months. So it feels very nice tonight. Neither jammer moves, and then the jammers both switch positions and engage the pack. Vanity pulling to the front, but Hoity finding space on the inside line to grab lead jammer. Vanity looking for their own space and the inside line, getting through about half a track behind. Hoity in that pack. That pack is moving, and Hoity hitting her hips to end the jam after grabbing 4 points for Team Black. Vanity was not able to get any points, but was able to force that call off. Half Pint of Dynamite taking the star for the first time tonight for Team Black. And Team White I'm about to find out who that is. Yeah, it's not on the list. that number is not on the list. Vivi, of course, Vivi. And Vivi is grabbing lead jammer for Team White. Half Pint taking a tumble and getting forced all the way to the back by Gorticia Adams as Vivi's coming through on a first scoring pass. Half Pint has made it out of the pack and is racing to try and get through. Vivi gets through for 4 points for Team White with a woo to the crowd. Roller Derby 24/7, Coach Eric from the bench saying, Vivi on the jammer line, what? And a response from the other coach, Kimberly Clark, saying, take that. Hey, it worked. It worked. I love that the coaches are literally taking shots at each other in our chat. Coaches talking smack in the chat. I love it. All right, lead jammer going to Serotonin of Team White. Looks like Kimbo and Team White with a power jam are trying to make this, like Tara said, anybody's game. White decides to call it, but that does freeze. Looks like, is that Frau Blocker in the box? So this will be a power jam start for Team White. I'm putting Love Coaches talking smack in the chat, but I don't know if anybody says talking smack anymore. I think that really dates me. That's what I would say too. You're the same age as me, Sirius. I think it's dating us. What do the Gen Xers say instead of talking smack? Like, I don't know. I don't know what do the young ones say? What? Oh, not Gen Xers. What are they called? Gen Zers? No, millennials are after us, and then it's Gen Z. Vivi has lead. Frau is out of the penalty box and in the pack on an initial. Frau is through. That is not Vivi, that's Vanity Flair, who just took the star off and might be handing it to Hit Her Up Style. That also means that no one is lead, and this jam will go a full 2 minutes. Vanity getting pushed out to the outside, trying to recover, has that star off. Frau coming through on another scoring pass. That star has been passed to Hit Her Up Style, who will now be the jammer for Team White. Both jammers coming around as the pack is getting ready. Hit Her Up Style goes to the outside and takes a little bit of a tumble. Frau Blocker goes to the inside, trying to pull that pack apart to the front and is able to get through. Hit Her Up Style also through for 4 points with 20 seconds left in this jam, which will go all the way down to the end. Frau is through for 4 points. Hit Her Up is in the pack right now, trying to get through. Team Black getting some offensive help there from Bubbles. Hit Her Up is just kind of saying, let's take a break. I've tried, and we'll just see how many points I got there. I think she was able to get all 4. Bringing their total to 129 for Team White and 178 for Team Black. Battison is on the line for Team White, and Name Not Found on the line for the first time in this game for Team Black. Coach Kimbo coming out to say something to Battison, who is lined up behind Name Not Found. So Battison is hiding from all the... Now Battison is out looking at that inside line. Name Not Found is trying to go up the middle. Both jammers kind of going from side to side, trying to break this pack apart. Battison getting called on a track cut, and so this will be a power jam for Name Not Found and Team Black. Name Not Found trying to push her way through and is through for lead jammer with a smile and wave with both hands to the crowd. That was adorable. Battison waiting in the penalty box. Name not found coming around on a first scoring pass. Battison now standing in the penalty box, so less than 10 seconds left. Name not found engaging in the pack as the pack is moving forward. Name not found getting some offensive help there. Just has to make it past one more skater with a spin. Gets through, but takes a little tumble, and the white blockers reform in front of Name not found, who's getting some offensive help there from Diamond and is able to get through. Battison has come in and is jumping around, has that star in hand, but does not look like she's going to be passing it to the pivot. Here's no pack, which means they've got to let her go. That was not a scoring pass. That was her first initial pass, as Name Not Found is coming around again on another scoring pass. Takes a little bit of a tumble and calls the jam. The refs are discussing, because I think I heard a penalty whistle as that jam was called. And looks like Name Not Found is getting sent to the penalty box on a back block. So the question now is going to be, was that a successful call-off? If you have a penalty before the call-off and then you had a successful call-off. Ooh, I don't know the rules on this one. Tara, I know you're in the chat. You might know. Did Eric just call it? Was that an official timeout or an official review? That was an interesting one. I'm speculating in my head. I probably should speculate out loud since I'm the announcer, as opposed to speculating in my head. But instead of speculating, you know what? I'm just going to tell you some more bee jokes. Where did Noah keep his bees? In the archives.
Brought to you by confirming points, because the black jammer was issued a back black at the end of the jam as well, so just want to make sure you got points.
That was just a official review to confirm points, because there was a back block issued. So this will be a power jam for Team White and Serotonin, who is lining up for Team White. What's another name for a wasp? A wannabe. A wannabe, get it? B, that took you a second, serious. All right, Team White getting lead jammer and trying to take advantage of this power jam, while Name Not Found waits in the box as Team Black's jammer. Serotonin coming around on this power jam. Looks like the Team White blockers are trying to help out there and are able to do so. Serotonin gets through for 4 points for Team White. Name Not Found now standing in the penalty box. Is going to come in without that star on her head, just in case she needs to pass to the pivot. Yes, Richie gets very serious, Tara, when he's being officialing. And he is right now very, very seriously pointing at lead jammer Serotonin, who just got 4 more points. Star has been passed to Half Pint of Dynamite. No, it hasn't. Ogre is saying, no, bad pass. Half Pint of Dynamite, though, through the star. Oh, because Name Not Found looks like got a penalty before that star was passed. So Name Not Found is going to be headed to the penalty box as jammer. I don't know if Name Not Found realizes that the star is currently tangled in a referee's skates. Okay, the referee threw the star over to Name Not Found, who's now getting the star. Oh, this is confusing. In the meantime, let's just pretend that none of that is happening. Serotonin is on a scoring pass, trying to score some more points for White to catch up with this. Like, Black took the lead at the beginning and has not looked back. So right now, with 18 minutes left in the second half, I feel like this is the closest White has been to Black in a while. And right now, Serotonin has so far scored 12 points. Name Not Found was released from the penalty box. That jam ended. And looks like we're going to have a clear penalty box now. Okay, Ginger Dodgers has a star on for Team Black, and Bubbles is going to be the jammer for Team White. I know, look at White go. 16 points in that last jam. Fabulous job. White really wants to cut into this lead. And I want to hit the lead change button. Dang it. I don't root for a team. I root for lots of lead changes at Derby Date Night. We root for just good derby, whatever that looks like. Luckily, we like all roller derby, so pretty much if roller derby is happening, we think it's good derby, because we just get excited about derby. Ginger is just pushing, and it's so scrappy in there. I love seeing it. Bubbles getting pulled to the back and forced to recycle. No lead jammer has been called yet. Lots of people coming to the penalty box, going from the penalty box, in and out. This penalty box is just busy right now. Bubbles getting forced to the back, but Ginger with a spin is able to get out, but is not lead jammer because Bubbles did get past everybody before getting swallowed by the pack. So Bubbles decides to call the jam since Ginger was already out of the pack and headed into a scoring pass. What is worse than being a fool? Fooling a bee. I don't know how that's worse than being a fool. I think if I fool a bee, that's great because I'm not getting stung. So I'd say what's worse than fooling a bee is being a fool. Am I being too serious? All right, hoity-toity jamming for Team Black and Vanity Flair for Team White. That penalty box still has people in it. Looks like we've got 1 Team White and 2 Team Black. So we're getting some blockers back out on the track, but it is still a pretty low number of people out there. Now we're getting people back. Hoity is through for 4 points. The penalty box is empty, but now Wild Child is headed there to start the next jam with 1 blocker down on Team Black. Would I say the penalty box is busy like a bee? I would, Moxie. Good job. I like that one. We should feature this one. Let's do a featured chat so you can see what a super chat looks like. If you send a super chat, you are guaranteed to be featured as long as it's appropriate, of course. All right, one more joke before the next 5 seconds goes. Why do bees stay in the hive in winter? To stay swarm. Frau Blocker and Baddison jamming for their respective teams. Baddison is lead for Team White. Yes, Hoity can be so patient waiting for holes. Baddison coming around, going under and through for 4 points for Team White. Frau approaching the pack. Let's see if Baddison's gonna run this. It looks like she is. So Frau is trying to get through and breaks apart a duo of white blockers. Baddison comes through as well, grabbing 4 more points and calling the jam. Outscoring White by 4 points on that one. Strader, I'm so proud of all my CCRD teammates and the growth we've all had this amazing season. Oh, that's a wonderful sentiment. I love it. Strader, let's put you up on the big screen. We like some good love. I know it's not a super chat, but I'm still just gonna feature you because that is a beautiful sentiment. And I've really enjoyed Derby Date Night. We have really enjoyed being here for these Circle City games this year. It's been a joy to watch the team grow and do so incredibly well. And I can't wait for next season because I think the growth is gonna be even more. Ginger is getting a penalty, it looks like. So this will be a power jam for Team White and Serotonin. This could be a direction change. It could change the direction of the game here because White has been really just chipping away at trying to get these points. Serotonin is on a scoring pass now, trying to get through this pack, find some space on the inside and narrowly avoid Stormbreaker to get through for 4 points. Ginger is still sitting. So she's going to have at least one more chance to score some more points for White before Ginger comes in. Ginger's now standing in the penalty box and is getting some help, some offensive help from Team White, who's lined up in a little train there trying to help, but unfortunately Serotonin's getting pushed to the back. Ginger Dodgers is in the pack now, I think still on her initial, I'm not sure. But Serotonin and Ginger Dodgers both trying to find some space. Serotonin getting pushed to the inside again. Decides to call the jam as Ginger Dodgers gets out of the pack at the front. But was able to grab 7 points for White in that jam, bringing their total to 160. So they're within 31 points. And Sirius, you and I both know we have seen some 28-point jams this season. So you never know what can happen. Vanity Flair on the line for Team White and Hoity on the line for Team Black. And at that 5-second whistle, I'm gonna say another really fast joke. What bee keeps you healthy? Vitamin B. That's not even funny, it's just a pun. These are all just puns. All right, both jammers trying to find space. Vanity getting pushed to the inside. Hoity just trying to push the entire pack forward. Trying to break this group. Oh, Hoity getting called on a back block, so another power jam here for Team White and Vanity Flair, who has now been signaled as lead jammer. Yes, track cut, serious. I said track cut. No, I didn't. He says, whatever. Hey, you're helpful, even if I already said the thing you're trying to tell me to say. All right, Vanity Flair just needs to get past this duo of Peanut and Wild Child, and does so to grab 4 points for Team White. Hoity still sitting in the penalty box, is now standing, so 10 seconds left for Vanity Flair and Team White on this power jam. This game is getting closer every jam right now with only 11 minutes left in this game. Team White is making a run for it. Vanity taking a little bit of a tumble, but is recovering. Trying to get past Peanut, Wild Child. Now just Peanut. Vanity cuts to the inside and gets out while Hoity is getting sent to the box again. Serious, after this, can we look at penalty? Eric versus Kimbo, last jam sneaker derby. Eric says, nope. Oh, no fun. Come on, guys. Derby date, and I would love to see it. But just the two of them on sneakers while everybody else is on wheels, that would be That's funny. I like the way you think, Kimbo. Considering earlier I was trying to get Eric to read things and he was holding them out. Okay, penalty. Looks like Atomic Blondie is getting close to a foul out with 6. And Team White continuing to stay pretty clean. But Team Black, that's starting to tick up there a little bit. So watching those penalties on Team Black. Hoity is standing. So Battison jamming for Team White. Going to be trying to get lead before Hoity can come out. Hoity is now out of the box. Battison is through for lead jammer for Team White. Hoity is also through and about a quarter track behind Battison. Battison looking at the bench to see what she should do. Hoity going real fast following Battison. Battison cutting in, cutting out, and getting a penalty, a track cut for Battison and Team White, which means this jam is going to go for the full 2 minutes. Hoity coming around, and this is now a power jam for Team Black. Team White has all 4 blockers now, having returned to the track. Team Black has 3 blockers, but the 4th is returning right now. So Hoity's going to have both offense and defense to get through, and she does for 4 points for Team Black. Kimbo is stretching, getting ready for sneaker derby later. Hoity's through for 4 more points. Battison is in the pack. Sees some space on the inside. Half Pint of Dynamite is on her, though, and really holding Battison, but a no pack is called, and Battison has to be let go. Hoity is back in the pack again, swerves around Hell No Kitty to grab all 4 points for Team Black. Battison approaching the pack now on another pass for her, as Team Black has gone over the 200 mark. Very high-scoring game for both teams here. Battison is through for another 4 points for Team White. She looked at the clock and she knew that it was almost over, and so she was already skating to the box at the end of that, or not to the box, to the bench at the end of that. Official timeout, which means more jokes, because I'm not even close to getting through all 100 jokes that I pulled out for you. What's a bee's favorite novel? The Great Gatsby. What do you call a beehive with no exits? Unbelievable. What do you get if you cross a horse with a bee? This doesn't even make sense. Neighbors. What? I don't get it. Okay. Why are bees good at job interviews? Because they know all the buzzwords. That's a good one. What kind of a bee is born in the spring? A May bee, or maybe not. These are horrible. Why was the bee fired from a barber shop? He only knew how to give a buzz cut. I don't think I'd want a bee cutting my hair. What is the most, okay, you guys are gonna guess this one. What is the most common blood type for bees? B positive. Okay, thankfully, it's time to go back to Derby. I know, Goldie, these are so bad. Frau Blocker jamming for Team Black and Serotonin for Team White. Serotonin is lead jammer for Team White, but Frau Blocker is out about half a track behind. Serotonin swerving to the outside and on those tiptoes, managing to get 4 points for Team White and calls it before any points can be scored by Team Black. They are down 29 points. Team White really making a run of it here with 7.5 minutes left in this game. Hitter up style, usually pivoting, taking the star for Team White. And Stormbreaker is on the line for Team Black. Hitter up style trying to go through the middle. Stormbreaker trying to cut to the inside. Hitter up style out with a little bit of a tumble for style at the end, and is out as lead jammer. Just a little, you know, hitter up style. She's gonna show us her style as she's coming through, but Stormbreaker is just behind her. So these two skaters are going to race. The pack is also kind of sped up. There's only two Team Black blockers out on the track. And a penalty was called there for something. Uh-oh. There's going to be an official timeout. I have a feeling that might have been the jammer running into some skaters with their arms that were very high up. So that's my speculation on the end of that jam. I think there's either going to be some penalties or possibly some expulsions at the end of this. But again, I'm 50-50 for my speculation. So you never know. You can also speculate on your own in the chat if you have any speculation. But because we're in an official timeout, that means you get some more really bad jokes. I'm sure you're so excited about that, just like me. Zigged when she should have zagged. So many timeouts. But Tara, yes, that means more time for bad jokes, which I know you love. What happened when the bee phoned home? She got a buzzy signal. What do bees take with them when they go bird watching? Binoculars. You know, the person who wrote these jokes, all they did was put the word bee in for anything that starts with B. What is the bee's favorite puppet show? This doesn't make sense. Stingray. That's not a puppet show. I get that you're using the word sting, but how is that a puppet? Okay, these are not great. What type of car do bees drive? A Volkswagen Beetle. I know, serious. I know. I try to not check these because I want my reaction to be natural, but these are pretty bad. Let's see. Which bee gives you a second chance? The Plan B. Yep, Plan B. Or if you're an F1 fan, Plan C, D, E, F. Plan A, Plan Z for Ferrari. Yeah. Only F1 people understand what that means. What's another name for a baby bee? A little oh, this one's cute. What's another name for a baby bee? A little humbug. Oh, Tara would have said beetle. Did you hear about the pretentious wasp? He was just snob bee. What do you get when you cross a doorbell and a bee? A humdinger. I don't know. What did one bee say to the other when they landed on the same flower? Or what did Sirius say to Arya when Arya wanted to tell more jokes? Buzz off. Okay, that's what's going to get you to laugh out loud. Really? Goldie says these jokes are unbelievable. They really are. They're so bad. Okay, looks like there is an expulsion happening, possibly. Stormbreaker just gave a huge hug to Frau Blocker, I think, to say, I'm sorry.
Lot 2 and 3 has been expelled.
And my speculation was correct. It was a reckless back block, but looks like no hard feelings. That was nice of Stormbreaker to give a hug to Frau Blocker as she left. But that was considered egregious, and it was something I think that the refs warned about earlier. So now that that has been concluded, we have got some more derby to happen, and we've got a jammer for Team Black and a blocker for Team Black in the box. We have 6 minutes and 21 seconds left. Hell No Kitty is going to start this jam as a power jam for Team White. Thanks for bearing with me with these unbelievable jokes. I really appreciate it. Hell No Kitty is lead jammer for Team White with a little zig and a zag and a swerve. Looks like Vanity Flair headed to the penalty box, but still one blocker from Team Black in the penalty box. Hell No Kitty trying to take that outside line. That was Stormbreaker, Tara, who got ejected. And Hell No Kitty is through for 4 points for Team White. Both the jammer and a blocker for Team Black are out of the box. Ginger Dodgers has the star in hand. Hell No Kitty is through for another 4 points. Ginger Dodgers is through on her initial, so will be eligible to score points as she comes around now. She is right behind Hell No Kitty, so Hell No Kitty can decide whether or not to call this jam or let it run. Ginger Dodgers busting through the pack to grab 4 points. Hell No Kitty also through the pack for 4 points and decides to call the jam. Mini Shady, go, go. She did very nicely. Now, is Hell No Kitty, did she age up from juniors recently? I have a feeling Shady will know in the chat. What? Do I have cookie on me? What? Oh, it's my microphone? Usually when you point at me, it's because I have crumbs, not because of a microphone. Such a disaster. Name not found jamming for Team Black, and for the first time tonight, jamming for White is D-Rex. D-Rex pulling the pack to the front. Name not found, stuck in the back behind a tripod. All 4 blockers on White focusing on defense. D-Rex getting pulled all the way to the back by Half Pint of Dynamite. Shady, yes, she just aged up. I thought so. Thank you, Shady. It's so enjoyable to watch these juniors come up into adults and do so well right out of the gate. Watching both Half Pint of Dynamite and Hell No Kitty has just been so fun. All right, Battison has taken the star for Team White. Name not found is lead jammer, but got swallowed up by the pack after getting past all the White blockers. Name not found is through the pack, but Battison is currently engaged in the pack on her first scoring pass. So Battison is currently scoring points while Name not found comes around. Shady says she's headed to Ball State in the fall and maybe to Cornfed. Oh, that makes me super happy. Cornfed is my home team. Muncie is where I'm from, and so I am so excited to hopefully maybe welcome her to become a Corn friend while she is at Ball State. What's she majoring in at Ball State? My husband works there in, what department are you technically at? Media, telecommunications, all of that, like all this techie type stuff. So if she's doing anything techie, she might run into Sirius on campus. Yes, Tara, Cornfed would be lucky to have her. They need jammers, and I just saw Hell No Kitty jamming. Yeah, we might have to chat after the game. I'll do some recruiting. Get her excited about Cornfed. Sorry, I'm not trying to steal people from anywhere to Cornfed. But if you want to come to Cornfed, I'm always happy to welcome you with open arms. But I think I'm now, like, Cornfed is my team, but like Circle City and Naptown are kind of starting to sneak into my heart now, and South Bend, obviously. Also, super fun excitement, speaking of South Bend, those of you who are watching, next week for the Team Indiana versus Team Wisconsin game and the Race City Rebels versus the Chicago Bruise Brothers, I will have a very special co-host. Those of you who know Troublemaker from South Bend, he will be announcing with me for both games next Saturday. So Sirius is a little nervous because he knows that Troublemaker and I are both a little bit fun and silly, and so we might go off the rails, and that'll be really fun for us, but probably not for Sirius. So I'm excited to welcome Troublemaker to the mic next weekend as we stream Team Indiana versus Team Wisconsin and Chicago Blues Bros versus Race City Rebels. Yes, Diamond looks like she has the star on and is going to be jamming against Vivi, who's taken the star again for Team White. Okay, didn't we just have, oh, now we have an official timeout. Are we official reviewing, or what are we discussing? Ogre looks very serious. He's counting on his fingers, like 0.1, 0.2. I don't know what point he's on at this point. But he's definitely explaining something with his fingers. Are you betting Trouble will stay on track, or you're going to tell Trouble to stay on track? Because I might be the one who derails us, because when I start having fun, you know, it's anybody's game. I like to get silly, but we'll still focus on the Derby. It's going to be cheese versus corn. So this is like the piece de resistance for Derby date night.
That was the profanity warning to make sure they're not directing profanity.
With a little bit of an eye roll, Ogre just let me know that was a profanity warning to make sure that they are not using profanity towards other people. Woo! Okay, if you're going to tell Trouble to stay on track, make sure he doesn't get confused and think he's supposed to skate. Stay on track with announcing. And Diamond comes out with lead jammer for Team Black. But Vivi is shouting at Diamond, chasing her down. Diamond juking. She's so like, boom, 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 and then gets 4 points. It's going to get wild. It's going to be fun. You know what? No matter what, it's going to be fun. That's the goal here at Derby Date Night. I mean, we're here. This is our date. That's why we named this thing Derby Date Night, because we come on a date, we watch Derby, we tell bad jokes, and we have fun. And we support Derby skaters doing the thing that they love so that we can do the thing that we love. Right, Sirius? I'm getting all sappy. I should stop it. Thaddeson on the line for Team White, and Hoyty for Team Black with 2.5 minutes left in this game. There's not a second game tonight, which is so weird. Usually we do double headers, but today is, I think a lot of people want to be Diamond. Track Cup being called on Hoyty, so this is a power jam for Battison and Team White. They are only down, oh, math, 21, 22, 23. They are down by 24 points right now, and I have seen Battison have 24-point jams, so this will be interesting. Battison getting pulled back, a little bit of a tumble happening, but she is able to get through to get 4 points for Team White. Hoyty is standing. Will be coming out of the penalty box in less than 10 seconds. We have less than 2 minutes in this game. A little bit of a tumble again, and Battison going from side to side. I love her, like she's just weaving from side to side to get around the skaters, grabbing another 4 points for Team White, taking Team White over the 200 mark. Hoyty is through on her initial. Diamond is approaching the pack on her third scoring pass. Wild Child trying to hit Battison out, but Battison was able to stay in bounds and get 4 more points for Team White, bringing them within 12 points. Is that the right math there, Sirius? This has become a game with a minute left, only 12 points between Team Black and Team White. Team Black, who has had the lead this entire time. Serotonin on the line for Team White. Ginger Dodgers for Team Black. Oh, lead jammer going to Ginger Dodgers, but Serotonin is right behind, only about a quarter track. These two jammers are both gonna book it to the pack. 33 seconds left in this game. Ginger Dodgers calls the jam, but no, she doesn't, because she gets a penalty. So this jam will be going the full 2 minutes. This will be the last jam of the game. Team White currently has a power jam. Serotonin, the Team White bench is freaking out because this game is all of a sudden getting real close with Team Black in the penalty box. Serotonin getting some help from, Oh, takes a push to the outside. Who did that? That was number 21. That was really good. Moxie from Team Black pushing Serotonin, slowing her down. Ginger Dodgers is standing. Serotonin trying to get through. Blocker from Black is going to the penalty box. Ginger Dodgers is entering the pack now. Serotonin trying to find space on the inside. Does not find it, gets hit to the outside by a Dorkable. Ginger Dodgers has gotten through for 4 points for Team Black. 40 seconds left in this game. Serotonin is through for another 4 points. This is a 8-point game. 28 seconds left. Ginger Dodgers trying to get through this pack. Ginger through for another 4 points. Serotonin through for another 4 points. Everybody is cheering. There are 13 points left in this game. 9, 8, 7, 6. Ginger Dodgers getting through the pack, getting some more points. This is such an exciting ending. That was so fun. What a good ending to the Battle of the Bees. Unofficial score, Black 232, White 221. White making such a valiant effort in that second half there to come back and make us all nervous that they would suddenly win. That was crazy. It has been a beautiful evening, one game tonight. A big thank you again to our supporters. Sirius, can you bring up our supporters? Sorry, you were not expecting me to say that. I want to give a big shout out to all of our amazing third wheels who support this channel and who help keep us going. Thank you to those of you who sent super chats during the game. Those are also another way to help keep us going. You are always welcome to Venmo us at Derby Date Night if you want to support us. But the main thing you can do, even if you don't want to support us monetarily or can't, then you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We really appreciate that. Thanks again to our practice squad. Look at all those wonderful people. Our charter team. Amazing support from all of them. Tara, see you in the chat, see you on the screen. And our all-stars. Roller Derby 24/7, Coach Eric just finishing up coaching this game and also supporting us here at Derby Date Night. We love all of you. We will be back next week with special guest co-host Troublemaker and myself for Cheese versus Corn, Team Indiana versus Team Wisconsin, which will happen after a Race City Rebels versus Chicago Blues Brothers game. So see you again next week. Be there or be square. Get it? Bees? Buzz?